We are live from the O'Connell Center in Gainesville, Florida. Tonight's CSBA matchup in prime time. We're going to get to see the first look at the Army Black Knights taking on the Florida Gators right here in Gainesville. Joining me in the booth is my boy Johnny. What's up, Johnny?
What's up? Thanks for having me, man. It's been a long off season.
Yes, sir. I missed you too. It's been a while since I've had you in the booth. What's up? How are you? What are you looking forward to in this game?
Doing well. This game looking to see what Army has to do. Being a new addition to the league and in general, just what kind of talent they can put out there, and for Florida to kind of change kind of what happened last season and see what they can kind of clean up and get ready for the regular season.
Yeah, Florida went through a lot of changes in the offseason. Obviously, Army a new team to the CSBA mid-major team, as a matter of fact, as Booker Bean fires that one up, no good. But yeah, I'm excited to see what Army can do. Obviously, going to be playing in the Patriot League. Some new faces here tonight to see for the very first time, as well as getting to see Army for the first time too. So obviously, a shout out to all of our veterans that are out there watching this game, and we're excited to have Army as part of the CSBA. Shot clock winding down. Tough shot there. Neither team yet able to get it on the board yet. 1 minute in. Brooklyn Kurt's going to get it over to Bean. Bean going to take advantage of the pick. Pull-up jumper too strong. No good. Coriander up with the rebound. Gets it out to Williams. Now it's interesting, Johnny. I think, knowing the Gators are not ranked, we did see Air Force take down, Oregon the other night. Could we see that here tonight? I mean,
you never know what can happen. We've always talked about being games and runs, and seeing on the road Army. You never know. Florida, new crew. Trying to find themselves. We saw earlier tonight when I'm in the booth, North Carolina goes down to a looking very offensively firepower and Providence. You just never know. It's just kind of what to see. So a new character here. So you don't know what to expect. So it's definitely on watch.
Yeah, for sure. And it's taking 2 minutes for one team to finally get their first bucket here. Strong take to the rim gets. I think he got a piece of that. I think the defender there got a piece.
Yeah, good defending there. You get right to the rim and good recovery there, and he's being rewarded right there. There's a missed layup there, a missed opportunity.
Yeah, I can't believe still only one bucket so far for both these teams here. As Money missed that last shot. Wasn't looking so money there, Johnny.
Yeah, I guess the illustration, the bank being closed because nobody's cashing in.
The ATM card was definitely rejected. Rick Mort there with a shot no good. Money up with the rebound. Quick outlet to Kurtz, who gets it to Bean. Army doing a nice job getting back in transition off their missed shots. See if they can find a bucket yet, though.
Yeah, I think that'd be a key for Army is just to get, when Florida gets out and run, getting back in transition, don't get anything easy.
Gators still, both teams struggling offensively. I have not seen this level of struggle from any team yet. Even in the mid-majors when they were struggling in some of those early games, even the ones that were in fact, blowouts. those teams still scored. So see if Army can figure out how to get on the board here. Mort not able to get it again. 2 points. This could right now. This is playing out to could be the lowest scoring first quarter I think we've ever seen. Army's going to take a timeout. 4-0 Florida on the alley-oop there.
Yeah, I think a good timeout there. You know, really just rough going. You know, some there's not been bad looks. Just not efficient looks. Obviously, compared to, like I said, that North Carolina Providence game, getting, you know, it shows when you get very productive looks and how that builds. And, you know, they're getting back in transition, but, you know, Army, I think here really needs to find a bucket to maybe not let it get away from them if Florida starts kind of picking it up.
Baseline jumper fadeaway, no good. Back rim again. Army held scoreless here. High screen there. Drive to the lane. Pull up jumper floater is no good. Is Summer up with the rebound. He's going to look to push. The Army maybe he can try to get some buckets in transition. Jones. Oh, and Jones gets challenged at the rim and he misses again. Army just can't.
Tallies.
Again.
I was just say just tally and missed opportunities.
Yeah, they're not being able to finish. Amir Nishida gets blocked from behind. Good defense by Army. Army playing defense. They're challenging a lot of shots right now, but oof. Offensively, they have struggled. They're playing good defense, though, obviously, if they've held Florida here to 6 points, but their offense is not looking very strong.
Not looking strong. You know, good recovery. They get by their man, and then their Florida's big man just recover well to protect the rim. But even then, the 6-0 is not really hard to say either because Florida's really struggled too.
And there it is. Thaddeus Guy gets Army's bucket for the very first one in the CSBA history. Congratulations to Thaddeus Guy, and Army is officially on the books.
1 for 9. Well, I was going to see how long it was going to take for them to get one.
James for 3, too strong again. Florida not shooting much better. This could be the lowest first quarter we've ever seen. 6-2. It's just insane. James coming up with the steal. Florida with numbers to see if they can take advantage. Oh, almost got his pocket picked by Army. And then again, another active hands there. Gets fouled on the play by Chris Summers. So Florida going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, but I got solo away twice again after the turnover, and you know it's just they're I would almost say almost a little bit of a bailout, maybe a little bit, but maybe I didn't catch it. Maybe got caught on the arm. I didn't get a good angle of it, but you know, surprised at a foul call there where things been going.
Well, I will say, and you know, just calling this out here from the start, you know, the fact that they're losing by what? Because it makes both free throws. They're losing by 6 points with 2:36 to go in the first quarter. They've held Florida to 8. If they can get their offense going, they're right in this ball game. So,
yeah, see
if Army the Black Knights can figure something out here offensively. They have not been taking everything that they've been going is in and around the rim, which is good. I don't actually hate that. They're more higher percentage shots. They're just not able to get them to fall.
Yeah. Gotta get those big men moving out of there to get it a little more open on the rim.
Good defense there by Army, almost causing another turnover. Forces the deep 3, no good. Thaddeus Guy up with the rebound. Quick outlet pass to Chris Summer. They've got numbers if they can take advantage, and they don't. Florida's able to close out the lane. So they kick it back outside to Jones. Thaddeus Guy going to drive, and again, good defense by Florida, cutting down the middle this time. Summer going to get a little pick and roll action. Summer going to bring it out for 3, fades away, gets it to go, bang! And the Gators call timeout.
Oh, wow. Deep 3, man. Of all the shots that goes down, that's the one that goes down.
Yeah, you know, I was just going to say, the figures, after all that they just did, the fact that that's the shot that went down as a 3 from deep, a fadeaway 3 nonetheless.
Yeah, almost basically standing in the mouth of the gator almost.
He avoided the choppers. Good defensive play inside by Army. 1:26 to go here, first quarter. Good pick there. See if they can take advantage. And Army able to get the steal. Jones going to drive. Gets fouled as he's going to the rim by Daniels. So Jones going to go to the line and shoot 2 for Army.
Good hustle there. You know, good defense. You know, way to get back for Florida even to, It's not a bad idea giving up a foul there. They're gonna have to earn those 2 points. So far he hits the first one, but if he doesn't make that last, not to jinx him, but if he misses the last one, that's a 1 point instead of a 2 points in that possession. So, good hustle there, and with your Army, I would have hopefully he would have dunked that in for an and one.
Yeah, for sure. Cuts the lead to 2, so 14 total points so far scored, and a foul on the other side by Jones as he gives it right back. Gators going to go to the line and shoot 2. Getting a little chippy here there, Johnny.
Yeah, a little chippy there in the say that. Watch out, the Gators. They'll chip you back a little bit. Watch out.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You don't know who's packing on the other side of the on the other side of the court.
Yeah.
For Army, you don't know who's got a AK-47 hidden in their basketball shorts.
Yeah.
I want to know how many times did they get girls going up and saying to them, "Is that an AK-47 in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?"
Well, we got a game of timeouts. Looks like.
Yeah, and the 6th they're embarrassed by the score, I think. Sports Suit said they've got mortars, so maybe.
So watch out, somebody's ready to explode, I guess.
Guy for 3 again. Got a cleaner look this time. Not able to get it to go. Foul on the play again. Foul starting to heat up there as Bacon picks up his first.
And I think Army there, holding even, depending on what happens with the free throws, holding them to 12 points in the first quarter is still a win, but yeah, I think they've given up some easy, about 4 points at the free throw line. That also doesn't help. So you got to be aware of that. With a game like this, they'll give them extra points at the line. 6-1 in free throws. That definitely can be a difference maker, especially in a low scoring game.
For sure, 12-6 now for Florida. Summer. Could go on record as the lowest scoring game in CSBA, lowest scoring quarter in CSBA history right now. Unfortunately, I don't know what that number is, but it definitely feels like it's flirting with it.
Yeah, definitely it's one of the lowest that I've ever seen, but yeah, I don't know exact numbers, and seeing a lot of games over the seasons, definitely.
Shot there will not count. Basket. That should be after the buzzer. They're gonna review it, but my guess is that's after the buzzer. But you know what? Listen, at the end of the day, it's 12-6. Army's still in this game, even if they have to grind it out. Let's take a look at the instant replay. 3, 2, 1. Nope. That's what I thought.
Probably about 0.2 of a second. Too slow.
So no basket. So at the end of one quarter, we've got ourselves a barn burner here in Gainesville. 12-6. Could we see our second mid-major upset come back? Just be on Twitch. We're back. All right, welcome back to Gainesville. I'm hoping the offense is going to step up here. That could be Spiderweb, C-Web just said that's the lowest quarter ever, and I thought so, but never wanted to say. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head.
Yeah, 12-6 is something we don't see very lightly, but definitely a struggle out there for both teams. Both teams are struggling. It's 12-6, and it's good for a team like Army to stay in it like that. You never know. Games are run, and the games can change for better or worse.
Ooh, good block from behind. Army tried to save it, got the rebound, but unfortunately stepped on the baseline. C-Web said both lowest scoring and combined, single team and combined lowest ever. So,
Oh, wow.
hey, we're all about first here in Season 8, right?
Heck yeah.
Kurtz from 3, bang! Finally, some offense.
Finally some offense there.
I was gonna say the only place we really have to go is up. So I mean,
Well, yeah, that sounds a little better than down. So I'm all for it. All for going up for hopefully both teams.
Turnover there. Here comes the Gators the other way and throwing it down. Florida starting to heat up here.
Yeah, something to talk about. Yeah, be careful with that. Got to make some buckets. Don't let Florida kind of get on a run. And kudos to Florida playing some good defense, get some easy buckets in transition. Hopefully, maybe for their side it opens up their offense a little more. And there doesn't help it getting a foul. That's their second foul. So something to early on, I guess, to talk about. We got some money in foul trouble now.
Well, LaShawn Williams, from what I've seen so far in this game, has been attacking the rim, and that's a good thing for Army. See if he can start to do something about his progression. That could be a player to watch here.
Always when you're underdog, it's always good to try to get to the rim because you want to draw those fouls. And they've done that. They just got to get to the free throw line. Hopefully get some calls and to go their way. But if not, but at least take it to the rack strong. And if you make the basket, make the basket. If not, get back in transition.
Yeah, for sure. Drive again. Good defense by Army there, but the bank shot is good.
Yeah, Brooklyn Kurtz is cooking up something. He's a little he's the chef so far. A little bit last couple of possessions, looking good there.
Again, Gators taking advantage on the boards. Transition bucket, one of the first few we've seen.
Yeah,
so Florida's starting to put a little separation. The credit Army's defense, but their offense has just not been there.
Yeah, Gators are definitely playing that tough defense. Once again, there we go, getting to the line. If you're gonna dig it in, you're gonna hope for a foul call. Not a bad thing. Florida just got to hang in there, kind of stay solid. Don't reach, don't give them the easy foul unless you have to. If you're about to give up an easy bucket.
When you reach, they teach, right? Isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
You reach, I teach.
Yeah, exactly. When you reach, you teach. Missed there by Army, from the free throw line, 4 or 6, not a good look there. It's 2 points that they definitely should probably have, but, outside jumper by Florida is good. But,
Yeah, it's a big 3 there, and Florida starting to kind of put a little bit of a separation, and I would agree. C-Web's called it. I feel like the Army's offense needs more movement. There's not a lot of movement, a lot of ISO. A lot of pick and roll. But pick and roll is not terrible, but when you're not making your shots, as Rick Mort finally fires that up, gets it to go. But the shooting woes continue for Army, except for that particular possession. Is Florida able again to take advantage in transition? This one's starting to feel like it's slipping away.
Yeah, a lot more movement, a lot more screening. My thoughts exactly is maybe. Right now, looking at making that playing a little more outside in, maybe force them to come out so it opens in the inside if that's really what they're trying to focus on.
Yeah, for sure. Money up with the rebound, gets to Kirk to Williams on the miss there on that last possession. Kurtz is going to drive inside, gets a hard foul from Russell.
rare miss there by Florida there at the line. They were, perfect before that. Um, I like to see that, but uh,
Well, it's bound to go cold at one point or another, right? I mean, it can't be 100% all the time. We see some teams obviously, with more firepower. We saw some of that in the games tonight. Actually, some really good games tonight. So it's a shame that this game is looking a little bit like a clunker, but still good to see the Black Knights is a nice play there in the interior from Army. But it's good to see them on the court at least, and putting up a scrappy effort at least on the defensive side. And Brooklyn Kurtz with a nice take to the rim gets two.
yeah, I think shooting for a 19, that'll do it. That's why it's 29-13. I think if they would have hit a couple more shots so far to this point, I think definitely we would still be looking at a different score, even if it was 12-6 and everybody was shooting, in the 40%, and it was still that same percentage. I think this game would look a whole lot different, but it's a double-digit lead, and they are scrappy on defense. It's just, can they find enough firepower to maybe make a run of their own to make it a little closer?
Yeah, for sure. I didn't get a chance to see the foul there, and again, this time the Sheet is going to commit the foul. But I was going to say, I didn't get a chance to watch much of the other games. I was at my son's baseball practice, and I was trying to watch on my phone, but the internet connection was not phenomenal. So I caught a little bit here and there, but it looked from the box scores, which are posted in the league Discord, because I think Jar was just asking what they box scores were. If you got to see them, if you're part of our community. If you're not, they're posted in our community in our box score Discord channel. But the last game was a 1-point game between Wake Forest and Marquette, which was amazing. I saw the end of that game, so that was good. And then the North Carolina Providence game was good. I don't know if that box score looked like it might have went to overtime. I don't know if it did or not. I mean, someone could probably tell me, but
no, it was not. It was just a very high-paced game.
Yeah, it's a very offensive-oriented game. That game was 106-98. We don't usually get that. We don't get a lot of hundreds, but we had Texas Tech actually lost to Gonzaga by 15 tonight, 85-70. And then Marquette won a squeaker in the last game, 78-77. So there was a lot of expectations coming in on Texas Tech coming into that game. Interesting to see where they netted out.
Yeah, definitely there was a high expectation of that last game, and or that game with Texas Tech and Gonzaga. They're very good teams in this league, and Gonzaga has always been a very good, tough, formidable opponent. From Texas Tech, when they came in the league, they became a red hot team, and it's somebody to watch out for as the season starts.
Yeah, for sure. And I was just looking at some of the box scores from earlier, and it looked like Kareem DePants went off tonight. 6 of 12 from downtown, which is crazy. He took 14 shots, 12 of them were from beyond the arc.
Talk about it in balance, but hey, you hit 50%. That's a good day.
That's a great game.
Yeah.
From beyond the arc, I'd take that from any of my guards.
Absolutely.
Another great defensive play in the low post coming up at the block. Here comes the Gators the other way. A little double clutch Dominique-esque dunk for James. And a nice strong take again by Army. Charles Summers got 7 now. He's starting to heat up 3 of 4 from the field.
I got something going there. A little momentum. Good takes in the basket. I thought he got blocked, but he just got enough there to finish off the layup before it getting potentially swatted away.
30 plus in the stream. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. I know tonight's schedule fell a little bit behind from some of the games, but we appreciate you hanging out with us here in primetime, getting your first look at Army and Florida on the season. Army obviously new to the league, getting their first games ever. Too much ISO going on for Army, although he might get... Yeah. Oh, he kicked it out for a good look. At Atchison for 3, no good as it rattles in and out. That was actually a good kick out, although I would have liked him to continue to go to the rim.
Yeah. There's a little inconsistencies, but like I said, early season, little tune-up here, kind of get into, good team against a very, a little more mismatch of an opponent, but definitely something to learn from going into the season.
Good defense there by James, coming up with the steal, gets it to Daniels, who gets it to Nishida, who throws it down. So Amir Nishida throwing it down with a little authority. Things start to slip away in a big way here for Army as they trail by 19.
Yeah.
They had it at like 12 before, so Black Knights trying to get a 3 ball to go as it rims in and out. Pull up Jay, no good. Thaddeus Guy with the rebound.
Yeah, I like to see there's a lot more movement there on the offense. Nice open look there, just in, offensive rebound and tip. That's what you need. The movement. Imagine with all that movement, they were able to get an offensive rebound and second chance.
If they can get that going, Johnny, their offense might look a little bit better. That was good ball movement. They actually had a good, clean look, and on top of it, got the offensive rebound put back to end the halftime. So maybe that'll be a sign of things to come for the Black Knights heading into the second half. But let's talk a little bit about that first half. Obviously, both teams struggled out of the gate. It was relatively close. Johnny, what has Florida done here to kind of right the ship to get their offensive going, and what can Army do better in the second half?
I think doing what you need to do, usually in a matchup like this, talk about doing the little things, doing the things that it may not matter, but in the end it does. And what they did was they got out in transition. They overpowered. This team may be a little more athletically and physically better, in a sense, just being a mid-major school and a major school, usually is the case. They did those things to show, hey, we're the more formidable opponent. We're better. They just showed that. They went out in transition. They got out, and they just did the things, I guess, necessarily as you should do, taking care of business. Because, when you see an upset with a game like this, the bigger team usually doesn't do what they're supposed to do. They're not boxing out, or they're, running in transition, passing it up, getting the transition to start, or, stupid little errors. Florida's not doing that. They just weren't hitting shots there at the beginning, because Army had really good defense and really, scrappy, and that's what you have to have coming in a game like this.
Yeah, for sure. Someone did ask in stream chat, is Louisville in the league, and what's their schedule? When does their season start? They have not played yet this week. They are on the schedule. They are in the league. Brooklyn Kirk's the leading scorer at halftime with 8, but they play Saturday, right? Yeah, you're on Louisville.
Yep, you play Saturday.
Johnny's here. His team is Louisville, so.
Yeah, 11 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday. So. Right there, Florida out of the gun, just coming out and hitting a shot there. After giving up an offensive rebound in the end of the half, to come out there and kind of answer that, and right there some scrappy defense.
So turnover there is, Army gonna get the ball back rather. See if they can capitalize here with an extra possession. I'd like to see a little bit more cutting to the basket. We're not seeing much of that right now from the Black Knights.
Pick and roll, a lot of ice though, pick and roll.
Pick and roll, 3-pointer, no good. Clangs off the back rim. Backdoor alley-oop, up and under is good. Justin Banks able to finish the rim. He's now 2 of 2 for 4.
I guess the bank is open, or the ATM's open late night.
I think they just refilled it.
Yeah, funds have been replenished.
Boucher for 3, no good. If Army could knock down a few of those, they could pull themselves back into this ball game, but they just continue to not hit that outside jumper. Good box out there from Army and Coriander. Gets to the corner of Mort. I'd like to see Mort a little bit more involved in the offense, too. We know he's one of their top-tier players. Probably one of their best players, actually, and hasn't really gotten many good open looks or any easy shots. Everything he's gotten is had to pass off. Williams going to have to fire one up here. Shot clock winding down. Fadeaway three, no good as it rims in and out.
Yeah, just not very good looks. They got to get open looks. You know, you can't live and die by contested. You know, it doesn't add to the equation very well when you're taking contested jumpers and stuff like that. So that's why I recommend getting that movement going, getting, you know, as you said, cut to the basket, you know, with a cut with a purpose. You know.
What's up, Kirk? A few subs for you guys, just because you appreciate the support. I know you've been in a lot of the streams rather, not seams. So
one of the things.
I don't always give out subs, and I don't always give out packs and points and all that stuff. But when I see people, you know, showing a little love, I try to hook them up. I think I hooked a bunch of people up last night, so showing a little. Like I said, you show up to the streams, you never know what's going to happen, right, Johnny?
Oh yeah, always good surprises when you show up. I gotta sometimes do better myself watching some more games, so I'm guilty of that a whole lot recently. So hopefully I'm going to be more around too to watch some other games throughout the season.
Well, we appreciate all the subs that we can get. A turnover here. Williams is going to go in and throw it down with a left-handed dunk, and leading out, ballooning out to 23.
Always appreciate everybody coming late night to hang out. You know, always a good time. You know, like I said, streams got a little behind this evening, I guess. Not this afternoon, I guess. Same thing almost. But you know, appreciate everybody coming to hang out with us. Though I guess it looks like we're up to 42.
Nice. Well, starting to slowly creep in. Appreciate y'all hanging out. I know it's a little bit of a rough go on the score, but we're getting to see Army play for the very first time, which is obviously, you know, a special moment in the CSBA. We salute all of our veterans that are, and we do have a lot of actives as well as some vets within the CSBA. So we appreciate your service, and was a big reason why we brought it in the Patriot League. A little respect and love to everybody involved in the military. Yeah. Three-pointer there. That's bad. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good look there. They knocked it down, and you know, I think I got it. Like, you know, the 12-6. If it was like more tied, I feel like our score would look a little bit different going into halftime. You know, maybe it was 8 to 10 point game instead of what it was. I believe 14 or 15 or whatever it was, and I think it's just a different game if they would hit a few more shots, because shooting 4 of 19 at one point is just not going to get it done. And it hurts that momentum sometimes. Like, you just feel like you can't find it out of the funk, and I've been there and done that in person, and it sucks. But I like the fight that I've seen out of Army so far.
Yeah, I agree. They look scrappy on defense, which is what you're going to need to steal a couple of games in your season. And if you start to look at them in a measuring stick, you got other teams that are within. Obviously, with between the Mountain West and the Patriot League coming into the CSBA, those, yes, we saw Air Force. They looked good. We have not gotten to see Boise State. I'm excited to see them. But we see, Army playing a good level of defense here. I can see them contending with a Wyoming. I can see them contending with a Hawaii, who we saw last night. Those teams looked on par or on pace with where Army is. So if the Army guys are able to put in a little bit of work, they got 2 weeks before they play again. So a lot of streams between now and then, between this and then, are in-season tournaments that we're going to see from our major colleges. We're going to see those games starting in the next week as well. So while the mid-majors gets their one bye week on the season, opportunity between this week and next week to really grind out those points and I want to see some blue chips turned in, man. And then from there, it just kind of rolls up. And G-Hart and Eaton and a few other guys, Storm and State, and those guys that have been around, they know what it takes to get there, and they can give you,
always good resources and stuff like that. A lot of games to play. Get upgrades. Get that workout in and prove it. Because like we said, a really scrappy defense. Maybe it's a little more on the offensive side that needs to be improved, or whatever it may be. Definitely got some time and put some effort, and always come from around and hang around and just watching games until you're waiting for your guys' next time up.
King J Dar 23, thank you for that sub, buddy. Appreciate it. Looking back, looking back at the Air Force upset over Oregon. I mean, it was huge. That was a close game the entire way. It was so fun, and the best part about it is that kicked off our preseason, which was amazing, right? I mean, just the fact that game happened the way it did in the first game out of the box was incredible, and it was just a nice showing for Air Force. Now, I don't know if we'll see another win. Maybe we'll see Boise State, or maybe even Navy steps up. We'll see. Bam Bam said he's working on that blue chip. You grind, buddy. Keep grinding. Hopefully that sub I gave you will help a little bit too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Toy, I don't know if you saw that I gifted you a sub. You and Kirk, so. Daniels from the corner, no good. Rims in and out. This is where I'd like to see Army do a little bit better too if they can get out and transition. Good backdoor cut from Atchison, who lays it in.
Just like you're saying, and I said before, cut with the purpose, and what they did, bang, backdoor cut right in the middle of the front of the rim.
Well, look at it this way: they scored 6 points in the first quarter. They've scored about 15 points in the other two quarters, each quarter respectively, which is, you add that up. You're starting, you play that way consistently over 4 quarters. You're in the 60s. I mean, you're a lot better playing than you are now. So,
you definitely always want to aim for the 60-70 range. You always be in a good contention, especially if you're scrappy on defense. You can hold some team to low scoring, or where you want it. And really that's kind of the key. You want to hold. You want to hold teams to a certain amount of points. You got to be able to score. So, and also, eventually, good defense does lead to some good offense if they can get into transition.
Yeah, for sure. And just flipping the script is some are going to fire up a 3 too strong. Obviously, this is the first look we're getting in a lot, and Florida has a lot of new players on their roster this season. So, it's going to take a little bit of time for them to kind of gel and to buy in. I know Coach Kyler. Recruiting didn't go as well as he had planned, but definitely found some momentum there as it closed out. So we just got to see how these pieces will fit together for him. But obviously, Florida knew that they had to come in and win this game, Johnny. And so far, they're doing everything in their power to get the dub, and it's looking likely, unless there's a big fourth quarter that we just
take a break.
We fall off our chair.
Yeah, fall off our chair, but. It's right now. It's looking like it's going to go that way. So if it does, Florida came in and did what they did, and Coach Kyler got a look at his team and figured, okay, well, now that I know what I have, now I got to see what these guys are capable of. Okay, let's figure out, are these the pieces that we want to go with, or do we want to move some guys around in the lineup to see if we can find a little bit of more chemistry?
Yeah, once you kind of understand what you have, you can move it around, play those puzzle pieces. That's what this beginning part of the season is. It's sometimes, depending on what it is, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. So, with a new team like this, sometimes it does take a couple of games, and, that is okay. You can still lose your first 2 games of the season and still have an excellent season, or, sometimes it does cut it down, but depending on what it is, you just got to find those right pieces.
Counted in 1 as Bacon gets fouled. Really quickly, just talking a little bit about that. Let's talk about you don't know what you have. You don't know what you have, right, until you may struggle in the beginning of the season. You talk a little bit about it and how it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Wake Forest is a perfect example of that. They got into the postseason with a win on their last game of the season, and they carried that momentum into March Madness. I believe they won their first game and then lost in the next. And now look how they opened some eyes around the league. Their recruiting was much better. Now Wake Forest is a team that's people are looking at. So
yeah. Crazy as it is, kudos to Wake Forest. They definitely got one of us last year, so looking to this year to get them, hand them a loss this year. But definitely a team to watch out. If you sleep on them, you could be losing a game that you should lose. May not lose.
For sure. We'll talk more about that after the break. Get those fours up and stream. Chat fourth quarter coming your way. You're watching CSBA on Twitch in prime time. All right, we are back here. There was a question by Sooster Buddy. What's up, Sooster Buddy? I think I shot you a DM earlier, by the way, about something. So just if I did, check your DMs. I think I asked you a question. I could be wrong on that. My mind is a blank. I know that I've been putting in a lot of hours behind the scenes. There was a question though that Sooster asked, which is it's a very valid question. It's tough to know exactly, but the question is not related to this game, but just wondering how the 2K AI works. Do home teams have a distinct advantage in Sims? I honestly don't know the answer to that question. However, I would have to think that there's got to be some momentum kind of thing that goes along with it. I don't know that definitively, unfortunately. But the way CSBA is structured, the better teams generally rise to the top anyway, and we see teams win, away as well. So, cream always rises to the top, right?
Yes, sir.
3 ball by Amir Nishida, bang. I think if Army could come out of this game and they lose this game by like 15, I think people would say that was a respectable loss.
Yeah.
Rick Morton.
Once again, we see kind of what happens. Get a direct cut to the basket. Feel like cutting on purpose, knowing what you're looking for. Even though that it was kind of maybe warranted there where they were going with it. He took it hard in the basket. And, Mort finishing. Not. It wasn't even terrible defense by Florida. It was just a good play. We see a lot more of that. It's getting more efficient buckets. Even for Florida, they've showed some really, flashes of what they can do, and if they can play like that, they could have some fun this year, no doubt. Getting out in transition and just being athletic, and definitely could maybe turn some heads, just cleaning up some things on the offense to get better looks more consistently.
And I think I'm starting to see some things from Florida too. They're starting to look for the 3 ball a little bit more. Kind of got away from going inside. It's Hooley throwing it up, no good. Hool, I don't know how to say his name. Houle. Is that Hooley or Hool?
Good question.
James with a nice bank shot there.
My instinct would be Hool, but it could be Hooley.
Strong take. Nishida picks up his third. That was Coriander, I believe, which is one of my favorite progression names, by the way. Yeah, Coriander.
Yeah.
There you go. King George said, that's what I thought, but like I said, I couldn't. So he says, there's something about the home crowd, much like in real life, how a home crowd could mess with the away team's free throws and stuff like that. That's what I was thinking, but like I said, I did not know the answer definitively. But I mean, it makes sense. I would think that the game would put something in for that, but.
Using these modes, I remember, in 2K in general, always showing like, home court advantage, and it would give it a rating. I guess maybe, depending on how the game would rate the home court, it depends on maybe how it depends on what kind of, how it affects the game in light.
So here's a little fun fact, and I think anybody watching that has watched enough of the CSBA, something probably I don't think I've ever talked about. It's a good deep 3 there, goes and contested too, so bang. But one of the things that when we set up the CSBA, and I don't think I've ever said this to anybody, I'm just thinking of it now, all the coaching, and then we know that the coaches have it, play a factor, right? As Coriander with a nice take, they play a factor in the Sims as well as how how the players react to the coaching and stuff like that. One of the things that is set up specifically is that we set up all the coaching proficiency that everybody is at 100, so that there's no issues with adaptability from a player adjusting to a system that is being run. Because certain players fit certain systems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure that was level playing field for everybody. Flicker beam with a foul. Already to the line and shoot 2. But yeah, we set the proficiency at 100 for all of the coaches so that no player that plays poorly based on the coach, whether their game plans fit them or not. Now, the playbooks, on the other hand, that has a factor into what players do based on the plays that their specific tendencies run. And if you go into the tendency sheet, it shows you what those are, and you want your coach to be running something that works with your guy, right? That's what you're hoping.
Yeah. No doubt. I'd say, going back to that, names and stuff, Flicker Bean, that's just fun to say.
Yeah, it's one of about 3 or 4 names that I somehow let go. Florida is not ranked, Snipe. They are not a ranked team. Thank you for the follow, Houston. Appreciate that. Yeah, they are not a ranked team. They were not ranked by coaches in the top 20s, so.
Definitely some work to do. Just rough start and anything to kick off the season. Even good teams have rough starts because first time out on the court. How does it actually? We've been practicing these plays, or say the least, and finally getting out there. It's just like, okay, how do these actually work? And I think Florida then started settling in and showing what they could do. Just being the better team that they are.
Yeah. Cream always rises to the top. We always say that, right?
Yep.
Heaston, first time chatter, also who just hits a foul. So this is NBA 2K20 modded. It's a college mod. The mod was written by Rob Davis, someone that I am friendly with, that I met through one of the communities. So Rob has actually put out some videos. He's all over YouTube, shows you how to mod, do all that stuff. And in addition to what he put out for his mod, I've done some things now with this as well to help mod it as well along too. So like Army is a team that wasn't in Rob's mod, but it is now in the CSBA, a new team to our mix in our league. So there you go. There's your 101 on the CSBA and our mod. Brooklyn Kurt's going to get the Jordan Player of the Game. But yeah, we've added a lot of little things along the way to make this specific.
Looks like we got a.
All right, so you beat me to it. I was just about to say that. So who will? Okay, I'll have to try to remember that. Hooli sounds much easier to say though. Hool. I gotta remember Hool.
Maybe you're trying a different way to say ghoul, but with an H.
Yeah, Hool. Yeah.
Ooh.
Kirk, what I take away from this game? Both teams struggled out of the gate. The Gators found their rhythm a little bit late into the second, started to kind of pull away. Army's been a scrappy bunch. They've played some good defense. Their offensive struggle though, and the Gators. I don't know if the Gators have an identity yet. Apex, thank you for that follow. What's up, Ted Stern? The one thing I've said, the one consistent that I've seen from... Oh, yeah, sorry. And one other thing that you missed in the first quarter, we've had the lowest scoring quarter of all time in the first quarter, both not only combined and by an individual team. It was 12-6 after the first quarter.
Real barn burner.
Yeah, so the Gators really have stepped up their game since then, but ooh, rough shot there by Williams, challenged.
Yeah, just a lot of that. Fortunately for Army, just not getting enough space. And just trying to do everything they can to do to kind of just stay in there. Not give up anything easy, but there's a lot of things to learn, and definitely for both teams. So I like to see what going into these two teams next game. See what they take from this.
Yeah, for sure. A couple of guys, King J. Dar said he is 30 minutes from the Kentucky campus, and then Bam Bam said he's an hour away from Vanderbilt. So that's pretty cool. I'm about 45 minutes away from St. John's University.
About
And about an
30.
an hour and a half away from Rutgers and like Seton Hall.
About 30, 45 minutes from U of L's campus. I'm about a little over an hour from UK.
Okay, that's right. I forgot that you are from that area.
Yep, probably one of the only times I'll rep a Louisville jersey. But
Fade away. The nice follow by Jay Money. So 41 seconds left to go here. Appreciate all 40 hanging out with us. Kirk saying he's 2 hours away from VTech in Virginia, 30 minutes away from Maryland. So I'm actually going to Aberdeen, Kirk, in August. I don't know if that's anywhere near you. My sons have a travel tournament at the Cal Ripken Experience in Aberdeen. So I'll be down in your neck of woods.
oh, nice.
Have you seen that? If you haven't seen that facility, go on their website. It is insane, Johnny. The kids have walk-up songs and everything. They play. It's a turf field. It's pretty cool.
I know. Wait, where are you going exactly? Is it in Missouri? You said?
Maryland.
Or Maryland?
Yeah.
Oh, I have
Aberdeen,
I haven't
Maryland.
I
You're
haven't
in
seen
DC.
that one. But I know the Ripken or what. I think they went there. I never did, but my cousin actually just was on the team that was out of Louisville that just won the Cal Ripken World Series.
Oh, nice.
Major 750 or whatever you call it. 12U, I believe.
Okay, yeah, my son's at 9U, so which is crazy being played travels at 9, but
Yeah, my cousin did that. From my other cousin's still doing it. The other one just got out of it, but they've been doing it since they were 6. So it's crazy where their teams have been.
yeah, I mean, my son just had a 2-hour practice. They had an hour of hitting and an hour of fielding, which is in an indoor facility, which is insane in the middle of February. Gators win this one 81-51 by 30, pulled away. Obviously, let's talk about this, right? Because boy, that was a rough first quarter. Really rough. I mean, for anybody that's just joined us, it was abysmal. Much better second. Florida started to put their foot on the gas pedal. We flip into the third. Army started to hold their own. They only lost the third quarter by 4 points, and then they struggled again in the fourth. You could see the offense starting to pick up, though. I mean, granted, 40-something% in the second quarter, 50 in the third, and 42 in the fourth. But unfortunately, just the Gators too strong as momentum definitely on their side at that point. So they win this one 81-51. Anything stand out for you? I see one thing that jumps off the page, but what stands out for you, Johnny?
What I think steps off the page, really just total game. Thing is, what eventually killed, and what momentum gave to Florida is at 20-4 in fast break points.
Well, that could be attributed to the thing that's jumping off the page for me is 19 points off of turnovers, off for 9.
That was
turnovers.
my next thing.
So a lot. I mean, you're talking about probably about 20 of those 20. Actually, all 20 points that they got probably came during the fast breaks, which was probably then. So. I will say, if you look at the numbers from Army, which is, they held their own on the boards. I thought they played pretty well, actually, off the glass for most of the game when the Gators were missing early, for sure. Their bench, both benches probably played level, 32-30. Actually, Army outplayed them. Army actually even shot really decently from the free throw line, considering what we've seen in the CSBA. 67%, not terrible, especially for a mid-major team. So interesting there. But overall, I thought there were some moments for Army that I think they can maybe be excited about. Same thing for Florida. I think the Gators had a few moments as well throughout that game. Maybe not necessarily for that first quarter. I think anybody, if could rewind, they probably would not go back and watch the first quarter. But the rest of this game was a little bit more entertaining. We saw the offenses started to kind of kick up some, and we saw a little bit better result. Especially you look at the numbers where Army finished, and knowing they only had 6 points in that first quarter, they played better where they finished out. So let's go over to Army. Charles Summer finishing with 9 points, a rebound, 4 assists, 2 steals, a 3 of 7 shooting. Thaddeus Guy, 7 points, 2 rebounds, assists on 3 of 5 shooting. LaShawn Williams, 6 points, 2 rebounds, assists on 2 of 9, a whopping minus 28. So did not fare too well when he was on the court. Roy Bacon, 6 and 7 on 2 shooting with a block. So Bacon probably a guy that maybe Army starts to maybe push forward in their starting lineup. George Atchison, 5 points on 2 of 4. Elijah Jones, 5-3 with 2 blocks. Rick Mort, a very low, surprising game for Mort, especially when we see the guys like Eaton Lennerman and a few others go off. Mort not really doing too much. The guy that I think the Army's going to want to look to more, especially until some of these other guys progress. Corey Ander finishing 4.7 rebounds and assists on 1 of 3. Wilt Russell, 4-3 and 1 on 2 of 4. And Bobby Boucher, 1 point, 1 rebound, and a block on 0 of 5, 0 of 4 from downtown. That 1 point came from the free throw line. So, take us through Florida, though, Johnny.
Yeah, just overpowering. You got DeAndre Williams with 16 points, 2 assists, 7 of 9. 2 of 3 is 3-point, 0 of 1 from the free throw line. As you saw, abysmal negative 28. There you go, positive 28. They just had a big effect there. Brooklyn Kurtz, 12-2. It was running together. My eyes are messing with me.
Sorry. You need me to go down?
Yeah, no, you're good. Nice.
He had 8 dimes, though. That's nice.
Yeah. I couldn't tell if it was a 6 or 8, and I was like, I had to get... Steals, 2, shooting 5 of 7 from the field. Jay Money, he was money tonight, 4 of 6, 9 points, a big 12 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 blocks, doing a little bit of everything tonight.
He filled the stat sheet for sure. We joked in the beginning when he missed a shot, he's not, he ain't money, but that's a really nice stat line from him. Just 1 point away from a double-double, so solid game by Jay Money. Sorry, just wanted to comment about that.
No, you're good. Flicker Bean, 8 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 1 steal. Also 4 of 9. We got Lacinabon James, another interesting name here in the CSBA. 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 of 6, or 2, 4 from the free throw line. Not too crazy, but every man's got their place on the team, and he kind of helped fill that tonight.
Yeah, so he's a guy. He's actually Hawaii, aka Elsa Dutton. That's his player, but I think he's going to be a nice fit here for Florida.
Yeah, Brandon Daniels, he got 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. 4 of 12 of shooting, 2 of 7 from the 3-point line. A little rough outing there for him. I think you said trying to find their identity. I think that contributes. Some players not having good shooting nights when you're still trying to find that identity. It kind of happens.
Yeah, and one thing about Daniels, I like the way he played. I like the way. Listen, you're gonna have your off night shooting. It's the first game out of the box, but he had some good looks and he did knock down a bunch of buckets. So I like Daniels. I could see Daniels as being a guy Florida's gonna want if they can get him going. He could be a nice outside threat for them. So I'm excited to see what he does.
There at the end, call his name a little bit. Amir Nishida, 3 of 4 shootings, 7 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Another kind of staff step for night. Just when his number was called, he kind of took advantage of it. 3 offensive rebounds for him. That's a really good stat line.
Yeah, for sure.
Justin Banks, kind of quiet, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 of 5 from the field. Kind of quiet night, but definitely just a solid game from him. Just
Yeah, I will.
being
I will say he was a plus 28, which also says something about the way he was contributing out on the court and just kind of doing a few little small things, and you need that on a team. So
no doubt.
good
Kind of
luck.
a glue
Good
one.
good luck trying to pronounce this one.
We're just gonna go with KD on that one.
That's exactly
Um,
what I said. Keith Van Davalishvili. Davalishvili. That's not an easy.
Davalishvili.
Davalishvili.
5 points, 1 rebound, 1 or 2 from the field, 3 from the free throw line. 1 offensive rebound. Kind of quiet night, but like I said, trying to figure out your identity. You're gonna have games where guys are just kind of there in the shadows, and do what you can do while you're on the floor, earn your minutes.
Yep.
Um,
Joey Hool.
yeah, Joey Hool. Sorry, I was like, well, you just said that, and I don't want to butcher it now. 2 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, 1 or 2 from the field. Another guy that I think. See, he was +2. He was in the plus department, so that's a positive there. Always want to be in the plus.
By the way, Keith Van Davalishvili. I think I'm going to call him Dilly Dilly. Dilly Dilly.
Approved. Dilly dilly.
We have that. That's our follow. Anytime anybody follows, I get hear the dilly dilly in my head. So, just real quick, tomorrow, Thursday. God, this week is can't believe it's Thursday already. Thursday, we only have 3 games each day for the remainder of the week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday night, 8 o'clock. Villanova, a much revamped Villanova against a very tough Kentucky squad. I'm excited. We'll see how that one plays out. Tyson Blaze, Rick Cohen going head to head. It should be a fun game. And then Duke versus Oregon State. Oregon State is like the North Carolina of the West Coast. A lot of the UNC guys from last season transferred to Oregon State. They've got a matchup with Duke. Obviously, Duke, North Carolina has always had a huge rivalry, but in this particular case, it's going to now be the Beavers. So Duke versus Oregon State at 9, and then in prime time, Baylor versus Boise State. We get to see Boise State for the very first time, and what a tough matchup to go head-to-head with a very tough Baylor team. So that game is at 10 o'clock prime time. Make sure you tune in for that. Appreciate you all hanging out with us. Appreciate you progression guys grinding here, staying with us late night as we ran a little bit over from where we normally are, but we appreciate you. We'll see you guys manana 8, 9, and 10 o'clock tomorrow night. CSBA out. Peace.